our company, Side Devices, developed a solution for the problem of medication non-compliance among patients with schizophrenia. Our consultants are Eric, Kaylin, Gisela, Samara, and Sheena. Non-compliance among patients with schizophrenia is a well-known problem. 40 to 57% of the patients do not comply with their prescribed antipsychotic medication, causing an increase in the number of hospitalizations and psychotic relapse. Patient non-compliance affects the healthcare system. Patients need more treatment and assistance from a variety of services. The society. 35 to 50% of the homeless population in Canada suffer from some form of schizophrenia. The economy. Canada spent around $2 billion in 2004 in costs associated with patient non-compliance. The environment. Partially used medications are discarded directly into the environment, ending up in waterways, including drinking water.
It was decided that any potential design must meet the following constraints in order to address the problem of non-compliance. The device must send a notification to healthcare professionals when the medication has not been administered. This allows healthcare professionals to address the non-compliance in an appropriate manner. The device must be easily maneuverable to allow the patient to be precise when administering their medication. Dimensions were taken from the Canadian Centre for Occupational Health and Safety to meet this constraint. The criteria that were considered for the design process were to minimize cost to assure that the design is affordable to the patients, to minimize the time required to both refill the device and to use the device to administer the medication, to keep the process as convenient as possible. Another criterion is to minimize the physical inconvenience experienced by the patient. This pertains mainly to wearable devices such as a transdermal patch. Being non-intrusive and safe are also very important criteria that were considered. Our firm determined numerous potential designs that met the design constraints. One option was a transdermal patch. This wearable patch delivers medication using methods similar to a nicotine patch. Another design alternative was a long-acting injectable, an injection that is released to the body over long time periods, requiring an injection only once a month. The third design alternative was a pod, a device to facilitate subcutaneous drug delivery, similar to the function of an insulin pump. The final design alternative is administration by inhalation, using a mechanism similar to a puffer. The design criteria was weighted and used to create a design matrix. This matrix was used to determine the optimal solution, which was revealed to be the long-acting injectable. The injectable scored very high for the criteria regarding time required by the patient because action is only required once per month. One flaw of the injectable is that it is invasive. However, the strengths outweigh the weaknesses, as proven by the results of the decision matrix.
Our company proposes a portable needle-free injection device. The medication risperidone, which is incorporated into a polymer, will be delivered to a localized subcutaneous site. Once injected, the polymeric formulation will solidify, forming a depot in the body. As the polymer biodegrades, the medication will be released to the patient, providing a long-term drug delivery. Therefore, the device will only be used every 4 weeks. The device will use energy supplied by the user, which will manually compress a spring, and the built-in pressure will drive the fluid to form a jet, which will penetrate the skin to deliver the medication. The device also will detect when the medication is being injected and will send the information to a server through Bluetooth. And finally, the information will be shared with healthcare personnel.
In the injection, risperidone is used as an antipsychotic medication. However, due to its insolubility in water, it is mixed with the Atrigel system, which works as a biodegradable polymer mixture. When risperidone particles are mixed with these components, it forms a polymeric compound. This solution is composed of dissolved risperidone particles which diffuse through the tissue and solidify upon exposure to body fluids. A solid implant is then formed in the body, with risperidone being released to the patient for weeks at a time with only one injection. The device is compatible for low to very high liquid viscosities, ejecting medication up to 200 centipoise. A 90 mg injection is equivalent to 3 mg a day of oral administration, whereas 120 mg is equivalent to 4 mg a day. This formulation can vary in viscosity, but the jet injector itself is targeted towards high viscosity formulations, as seen in the following figure. The figure demonstrates that for the needle administration, injection time can take up to an hour, whereas with the jet injector, time is relatively the same regardless of viscosity, taking at most 0.2 seconds.
The injection device is based on PharmaJet needle-free injection technologies. The enhanced device allows for Bluetooth connectivity and device activation monitoring while maintaining an ABS frame and stainless steel piston. For the Bluetooth capabilities, a gray power 4.35 volt 430 milliamp round battery is used to power an Arduino Micra and HC06 wireless transceiver. The battery will be charged using a wireless charging pad placed at the back of the recharge station. A Worth eTectonic wireless charging cable will allow for the device batteries to be charged wirelessly. Capsules will be designed to account for differences in patient skin type. Capsules with a 90-degree angle will be able to get through tougher skin patients, while capsules with a lesser angle will be used for thinner or softer skin patients. Capsules will be made in two sizes to account for the 90 mg and 120 mg dose sizes. The capsule will be made of a polycarbonate barrel, Lustrian 348 ABS plunger, and a medical-grade O-ring seal. Recharging the device piston. First, make sure the device is in the recharge station. Second, push firmly on the lid until it is completely closed. Third, check that the piston has been moved to the charged position. Inserting the medication capsule. Insert the medication capsule in the open side of the device until it clicks into place. Injecting the medication. First, position the capsule against the skin. Second, press firmly against the capsule until the head retracts. Third, push the activation button. Medication capsule disposal. To dispose of the capsule, press the button on the underside of the device, after which the capsule will be propelled into the waste bin.
Even though the design of the app is not within the scope of this project, we'll provide a brief description of the user interface. The device will detect when the medication is being injected and will transmit this information to a server through Bluetooth. The server will then communicate a message to a smartphone app associated with the patient and send this information to one of the healthcare providers. Further, the app will push a notification reminding the patient that it's time to receive a treatment.
The formulation solidifies at a temperature of 37 degrees Celsius. Therefore, it must be stored at a temperature between 2 and 8 degrees Celsius. Then, at least 15 minutes before the injection, the medication must be taken out to let it warm to room temperature. The injection is done by pinching the skin of the abdomen into the subcutaneous tissue, which is shown on the right. In the subcutaneous tissue, the drug is released in three main phases, which is characterized by the degradation of the polymer followed by the release of the drug. When the formulation is in the subcutaneous tissue, there is an initial burst that causes the drug molecules at the surface of the polymer to be released. Then, the drug is slowly released for approximately 30 days due to the breakdown of the polymer chains. The last phase is a fast release of the drug, after which the level of the drug stabilizes, which takes around 50 days.
The proposed jet injector serves many advantages in the compliance of medication when compared to other, more common administration methods. This system offers consistent and efficient delivery of risperidone that prevents the risks of oral drug administration, needle safety, and daily drug compliance. With an increased acting time and reliability, the jet injector bypasses the conventional oral route of the medication, which can often cause nausea, abdominal pain, and gastric irritation. Also, with the drug monitoring component and ability for the device to report real-time data to healthcare professionals, this ensures the safety of not only the patient but the community. As the device itself does not make direct contact with the skin of the patient, but rather is administered through a jet stream, there is a lower risk of infection. It also does not require regular needle injections. Instead, it has a disposable tip made of polycarbonate material that ensures a sanitary procedure which is safe for regular patient use. However, following the point of injection, the subcutaneous route becomes somewhat irreversible and hard to control once administered, which can cause a potential safety concern.
The device sizing, such as the orifice diameter and length, was based on PharmaJet's Stradis needle-free injector. This device was approved under the FDA in 2011 and was also given a pre-qualified certification by the WHO, which allows the device to be used worldwide. The cartridge is a disposable cartridge that will be manufactured according to the standards of the International Standards Organization, so that it is safe for human use. The device designed by our company increases medical compliance since the formulation used is long-acting and only needs to be taken monthly. The patient doesn't need the help of a healthcare provider, and the disposable capsules minimizes the risk of infection. Lastly, to ensure compliance, a message is sent to a healthcare provider to ensure that the medication was taken. The limitations of our design are that the treatment can be reversed if needed, and it must be tested with different formulations.
Thank you for your attention.